So back to what I was saying. What I was saying.
What's up, friends, family, and fans? Welcome to Life On Podcast. This is where we listen and inspire friends
everywhere.
Hey, and why do we do it? Because life happens to everybody.
I think this is the first time I've caught on to saying that with you.
Yeah, man.
I never say it. I always listen to it. I'm like, dang, he's so right.
It is so right. Yeah. Life does happen to everyone. I am your co-host, Stone Stafford, riding with my ride or die.
Co-host, Johnny Vaughn. What it is, bro.
Hey, man. So, look, we got a hack for y'all. Mm-hmm. We want you to do this the next time you stress over something. So, one time, I've been watching a whole lot of universe videos. So I shared one with you, right? The trip to the infinity. Was that not dope?
Bro, it was dope. I watched it twice now. I'm watching it again.
Yeah. So the crazy. Apple thing, the Apple thing was the mind-blowing thing for me.
It took, so when we talked about it in the room, because I really entropy, like I said, I get that whole concept, but I had never heard anybody explain the reversal of it, how it just plays back. That's actually the main part of why I'm going to watch the whole thing again.
A Trip to Infinity on Netflix.
Go check that out.
Highly recommended. So I was watching a video one time, and it showed that they were filming, I think it was a city or something within a city, and they zoomed out. Then they showed the city, zoomed out, showed the state, and then the East Coast, then the United States, Western Hemisphere, Earth, our solar system, galaxy, on and on and on. And as it kept going out, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
The whole world collapsed.
Yeah, the only thing, as I was watching it, I was just like, I know nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, I know nothing. This thing is so big. It's like, you guys have to understand, and I'm gonna get back to you as to why this helped me when I was stressing over something, is when I discovered that astronomers have discovered that there's 3,200 other stars that have planets revolving around them. Now, granted, our solar system is the only one that we officially call a solar system. But this whole model of a solar system is when planets are orbiting around a star. If you don't know, which you should know, our sun is a star, and our planets orbit around it.
No, it's not. Our sun is a sun, and it's flat. No.
Oh, right. So hence, the solar system.
Yes.
Well, there are 3,200 other of those in our galaxy. So
that we know of.
That we know of, right? Yeah. So let's pause there. Yeah. As the Bible says, Selah. Think on that. 3,200. That's 3,200 of our solar systems, quote unquote, our solar systems in our galaxy. All right. So y'all got that, right? 3,200. Now, work with me. What's the name of our galaxy?
The Milky Way.
The Milky Way. Well, in the entire universe, there are over, I really need y'all to listen carefully right now to the number I'm about to tell you. There are over, keyword over, 100 billion galaxies that we know of in the universe. So let's walk backwards again, because we're thinking how big Atlanta is. Then we think how big the state of Georgia is. Then we think about how big the United States is, or how big the Earth is, or how big our solar system is, how big our whole Milky Way galaxy is, and then there are over 100 billion of those.
You would be dope on Sesame Street. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like, let it be, bro. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to verbalize a feeling.
Yeah.
Because this was the feeling that I had watching this video, and I'm going to show this video at the end, because what I want you guys to do is at the end of this podcast, YouTube version. Obviously, I can't show the video on Spotify, but at the end of this video, hopefully you're done driving or whatever, is just go ahead and be quiet for a second and just watch this video. And remember everything that I'm saying, because I really would like for you to feel what I'm feeling. So I'm trying to verbalize that. But I just felt so freaking small. And at the time, what I was concerned with, it had something to do with Icon and some money I was chasing or whatever. And I was just angry about it. I was thinking about all the little things that it was affecting. If I don't get this, then I'll do this, then I won't make payroll, then I won't do this. And I was stressing.
So consumed.
I was very consumed. Yeah. But then after watching this video, I was like, what the hell? I was like, it matters not. I was like, it matters not. Now, let's keep everything balanced. Does it matter in my life on this level?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it matters like that. But in the grand scheme of all things,
do you matter?
it doesn't matter. And so
Careful
it didn't.
before you're going to start sounding like Johnny. You better stop.
It didn't cause me to forget and ignore the problem.
Right.
But it did cause me to stop stressing about the
Change the
problem.
perspective of the problem.
It really did. And so that's my whole thing. And one of the things I want to slide in there with y'all is we have to understand how much stress kills us. There is a movie out, and I'm not going to give away the plot. There's a movie out right now called Strange World.
No.
Went to go see it last night. Did you see it?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say much more, but just remember what I said about how stress can kill us. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But anyway, go see.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah, right. So that's Strange World, and just put the two together. But it's a silent killer.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't understand just how much it kills us, and we should do it. I wish I did have that information so I could share that one here on exactly how stress kills you and just the chemicals that it releases in your brain. And it literally tears through myelin sheath, and myelin sheath are the things that coat your nerves. So the signals can go back and forth from your brain to your nerves. And when that myelin sheath is broken, that's the whole thing with MS, right? And a lot of autoimmune diseases. Those signals now get chopped up and stuff like that. So either they'll send pain, or you'll get pain, or they won't send a signal to suppress the pain. And so it causes all kinds of problems in your body. But stress is one of the main causes of that. You don't even have to have a disease. You can just have enough stress in your life where you're tearing down your myelin sheath. It literally degenerates your bones. There's a whole bunch of stuff that it does. So whatever it is you can do to alleviate stress, do that. And for me, watching this freaking Earth zoom out video, I was like, holy crap, I don't know anything. And then I'm gonna give the mic to you, but on the whole path of I know nothing, you can't say I know nothing without getting a little spiritual. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then of course, for me, it started out with, how dare we, with our egotistical, or we won't get into ego, 'cause that's a whole nother topic. But how dare we think we're the only ones? Let me remind you again, 3,200 solar systems, over 100 billion galaxies that we know of. And we're the only ones. That silence there was on purpose. So it just puts things in perspective. If you say I'm proud of you, I'm going to smack you.
I just stopped myself from saying it because you said it last time.
I'm going to smack you.
No, your revelations are exciting to me. It's not so much that, don't take this as a condescending statement, but when you have these revelations and you get excited about them, it makes me excited because I remember how excited I was about them in the moments when I had the same thing. It's why I have such an issue with religious people in general, because the hyper-religious folks.
Right.
My religion is the only one. This is the right way. This is the only way. This is the truth and the light and all of this stuff. Show them that video. And then put that in the lens of that.
Yeah.
Now go to another planet in another galaxy that probably has life and tell them that your God is the one. And what are they going to say to you when you do the math on that? So we've got 8 billion people on this planet.
Okay.
But if you multiply just that 3,200 by how many people, you're talking about 25.5 trillion souls in just what we've discovered, if there's that many lives on each one.
In each solar system. Right.
I use this exact expression when people get wrapped up in themselves around me. When they can't understand why I'm not giving something more energy than they expect me to give it. And it's because of what you watched. I have that perspective, even though I haven't seen it with my own eyes. I know that exists. And I know exactly how insignificant I am in the grand scheme of things. Am I significant to what I touch here?
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
I do know that there are people that rely on me. There are people whose livelihoods rely on me. There are 2 people whose lives rely on me. Like, I get that. But in the ultimate scheme of things, I operate from a place that none of this stuff matters until you give it. Exactly.
Right.
And the issue that I find with most people, from my perspective, is that we as a species struggle to not be the focal point. We have to be the reason for something happening. We have to be on something's mind. We have to be worked on by some being because of our ego.
It's funny you say that, though, because that goes back to my argument of purpose. How you feel we're not born with a purpose, but there's something inside that seeks that. Because if there wasn't...
Yeah, it's your ego.
Yeah, but if there wasn't, none of that stuff would matter. If you didn't feel like all of this should have a conclusion, some kind of meaningful conclusion, which translates to purpose.
That's born out of your aloneness. We haven't learned how to experience things from multiple points yet.
But can we?
Absolutely can. When you get beyond having to view things from this singular focal point, from the subjective, and you can grow beyond that and be objective, that viewpoint of that video makes total sense. And then you wonder, why didn't I think of this before I saw it? No,
I get that. But just to beat a dead horse,
beat it.
It still kind of resonates as purpose to me, because if I'm thinking in a collective consciousness, then I realize that what I'm doing isn't just in and about, for and to me. It's for others. And the moment I realize that there's something else to Stone, that equates to a definition of a purpose. And
Can I ask you a question on a personal level, though?
Yeah.
Like just really personal level. Before you saw that video, what was the perspective? And then what was the, now I don't want to say change. What was the evolution that came from it? What was the growth of thought?
Was that things are just bigger. And you know what it is? If I had to put it into a phrase, is I embraced the unknown.
Was it scary?
No, not at all. It's exciting.
Okay.
Actually, no, it's very exciting. But this is why it's exciting for me, is because I do believe that there is an intelligent designer of all things. And I told you before, the way, and I entitle that intelligent designer as God. And I believe that the way it was set up is that God designed, and the universe is the operating system through which things operate. So when you become kind of in tune to that, you start recognizing what I call God's signature on things, where you can look at things like, yeah, that's God. Why? Because the things that I lined up that I know about him, which it's kind of a catch-22, because like I know very little about him. But from what I know about him,
I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Like if someone came in here and I saw an AV setup, whatever, and I say, yeah, Johnny did the setup. I'll look, I'm like, well, those catches, those cables are messy, and that's not. I said, no, this wasn't Johnny. This doesn't have Johnny's signature on it, right? Yeah. So that's how. So when you can see things or whatever, you start recognizing God in things, in life, and everything. And so in doing all that, I realize
we call it Fibonacci in mathematics.
Okay, so I'm like, if that's who God is,
yeah,
then I'm not scared of the crap that I don't know, because I know who created all the stuff that I don't know.
Cool.
And at the end of the day, I know it's good.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? Well, quote unquote good, right?
I kind of knew that's what your response would be, just from knowing the kind of person you are. But I wanted to get you to say it, because so many people will have that experience and it scares them to the point that they withdraw from wanting to explore it more. And it makes them so afraid to where what was comfortable is no longer comfortable. It shakes that foundation to the point to where they're now broken individuals.
Right. And I think that comes, one thing I do want to say, because people always just draw conclusions off of what you did not say. And that is, just because I said I know there are unknowns, and because I know who the creator is, I know it's good. Please do not automatically think that there means there is no bad or negative consequences, because they exist just as much. The only thing is, those bad and negative consequences are more in your control than they are something done to you. They're usually something done because of something you did. So don't think that, oh, well, everything is just good because the guy that created everything is just good. So everything is just good. And that's just what it is. It's just good. That's a hell no. Just to be clear on that. Because people do that.
No,
they draw conclusions on crap that you didn't even say. Yeah. And so I have to make sure I address that. But yeah, so that was my whole thing on all that. So when I watched that video, and I encourage you guys to watch it at the end, just do that in the light of your problems. And look, we have real problems. You know, there's some of you right now who are terminally ill. Some of you just went through a divorce. You lost a child. You lost your job. I mean, we can go on and on and on. So we have no shortage of those problems. So in no way, shape, or form,
we're not discounting the gravity.
Am I trying to discount the gravity or underrate them? But what I am saying is, you can only address those problems at your best. And one of the ways to get to your best is to get rid of watching them and dealing with them with a stress suit on. And one of the ways you can unzip that stress suit is to give yourself the God view. And so go ahead and watch that video, zoom out from God's view, and you'll see that, okay, granted, this sucks. This is horrible. 1, it's not the end. 2, it's temporary. Either just let it be over now, or I'll just deal with it in the moment. And now we're going to get into being in the moment, because that's the power of being in a moment. Because again, fear, right? False evidence appearing real. Half of our stress comes from things that have never even freaking happened yet, and in a lot of cases won't, but then end up doing, because we literally attracted it to happen.
You manifest to do so that.
So just that's what that moment is. Today's the day. If you're at the hospital, if you're in the unemployment line, if you're whatever it is, be there. At that moment, I wore the wrong shirt on the wrong day. In our episode, I wore the shirt that Lee Bobby said, "Wherever you are, there you will be." Oh my gosh! Hold on, let me do this. I'm a Photoshop it on. You know what I'm saying?
See, Lee, that's proof of Stone just not being in the meeting.
Right. That's being in a future moment. I'm gonna get there one day now. So yeah, so that's it. That's literally all I have for you guys today. So it's just a hack that helped me. It really blessed me, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I love and I care for you guys. Look, Johnny and I, we're not perfect human beings, but we are good guys. You know, and there are good people who make mistakes. So we're not talking about the mistakes, but our core wants the best for people. That's our core. And I say that is to say that you can close your eyes and put out your arms and fall back on the things that we say, because they really are designed to help you. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's offensive feeling, it's designed to help you. So do the things we say do. You know, these hacks and these little tips and these, like do them. I promise you won't get hurt by them. You may disagree with them all day, and you may be like, it's not for me. Totally cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
But you will never get hurt by them. And you might surprise yourself and be like, and we crack something wide open for it. So
yeah, the other thing is you might already be on a path where you're working on a part of yourself, and you just been feeling like you've been missing a piece.
And
it could literally be that piece is you've been too close to it. You've been at that 30-foot view too long, and you haven't forced yourself to look 30,000 feet away, or a half a light year away, at whatever you're dealing with in that particular moment. And the second you do that, all that does is offer up another perspective. That's all you're doing. There's a reason why we subconsciously, when we're at work, and I'm going to speak to friends and listeners who work in cubicles on a daily, who have a desk job.
Used to be me.
You don't just get up and walk around by accident. Like, that's the subconscious thing. Like, you've burned out on whatever that is. You might be locked in that moment. You're doing exactly what Stone said to do, but you get stuck on a problem where you can't get over that hump. So you brush your hands off, you get up, you go get a cup of coffee, you get a drink, you go to the bathroom for 15 minutes. I mean, I don't know what you do, but all of that stuff gives you a completely different perspective. And when you come back, a lot of times you have the answer you were looking for when you come back. There's a reason why studying before you go to sleep works so well.
Yeah.
I've heard people use techniques like they go to sleep listening to foreign languages
every day, all day.
And it's because that subconscious mind kicks in, and it integrates that stuff when you're not actively working on it. And then when you wake up, you have a completely different viewpoint. So yeah, scale back. Don't feel like the viewpoint you have, because you're going to have a subjective viewpoint, because this is the experience you're experiencing. I'm in this meat suit. This is my meat suit until it's no longer my meat suit. I see through these eyes until I no longer do.
Yep.
But I also can listen and maybe not empathetically, but sympathetically experience what someone is sharing and gain a new viewpoint from that sympathy, and applying that to whatever you're doing further back from just being subjectively inside it can be the key to a lot of stuff.
And look, everything Johnny just said in the past, it wasn't 3 minutes.
You say me, I talk too much?
No, what I'm saying is we don't need a Black Lives Matter. We don't need an NAACP. We don't need any of that stuff. Johnny just said the answer in the past 3 minutes. That right there, what you just said, quite literally eradicates racism, bigotry, prejudice, sexism, all of that stuff by doing what you just said in the past 3 minutes. It's that simple.
It's that simple.
It's that simple, people.
Man.
Seriously, like it's that simple. People say, how do you change the world? Like that.
Johnny just solved world peace. All of you former Miss Universe contestants, I did it. Me, I did it.
I put a post, and this is the last thing I have to say on it. I put a post up where I encourage people to question everything.
Yeah.
Now, this is why I say
Except
it.
the police when they pull you over. Just shut up in that moment.
Well, you know what? It's so funny because it actually even works really great in that scenario.
Oh, please.
The reason why I say question everything is not in doubt, not with the spirit of doubting it, but with the spirit of understanding
Seeking
it for
understanding.
yourself.
Okay.
Right? Because a lot of our understanding comes from what we heard and what we were taught.
So not, officer, what you pulled me over for, more so.
Like, officer, what was the reason why I pulled over so I won't do it again? Or something like that, right? So, but that's why I question everything. And that goes to your faith too. You know, and I told John I'm on a journey right now where, I mean, I'm a Christ follower, right? And a God believer. But like I told someone before, I feel if Christianity is a 10,000 square foot home, most of us Christians live in the 2,000 square foot in-law suite. You can cook, you can sleep comfortably, watch TV, live your life, be happy. Nothing wrong, nothing missing. But just remember there's 8,000 more square feet available for you if you want it. But because we're not familiar with that 8,000 square feet, because that TV is bigger than the one we're used to looking at, so it must be a weird TV. Or, you know, that stove, you can turn that stove by Wi-Fi on your phone. Oh, that's a new age stove. I don't want that. Those are easy reasons we give ourselves not to venture out of the mother-in-law suite. Mm-hmm. And I feel that's where we are with our faith and our religion and stuff. And by watching that video, I realized, holy crap, I'm in freaking Maybach Music's mansion right now, and I'm living in the servants' quarters. But man, that's really it. So look, we appreciate you guys. I hope you got something out of it. Hang in there. I want you to watch the video when you get quiet by yourself. But in the meantime, you can always find everything regarding Life on Podcast at, guess where? LifeOnPodcast.com. Anything about me you want to find out or you want to contact me directly, you can do that at stonestafford.com.
Just Johnny Vaughn, JustJonyVan. I'm going to say it fast because the last time I tried to go slow, it didn't work out the way I needed it to. And LifeOnPodcast.com has got the last 10 episodes up. And of course, we kind of want to make that the hub of everything. Y'all still hitting me on my personal, which is dope. I appreciate it. But if we're going to do what Stone said and get the 1 million followers in 2023, we're going to push all of that over to LifeOnPodcast.com.
Yeah, man. 1 million followers in 2023. Please align with us. Go ahead and get your little vibrations on that same frequency. I look forward to it. But for those that are already with us, we love you and we appreciate you. We are out. Peace.